Exodus chapter 35. Moses gathered the whole community of Israel together. He said to them, "Here are the things the Lord has commanded you to do. You must do your work in 6 days, but the seventh day will be your holy day. It will be a day of Sabbath rest to honor the Lord. You must rest on it. Anyone who does any work on it must be put to death. Do not even light a fire in any of your homes on the Sabbath day." Moses spoke to the whole community of Israel. He said, "Here is what the Lord has commanded. Take an offering for the Lord from what you have. Those who want to can bring an offering to the Lord. Here is what they can bring: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and bright red yarn, and fine linen, goat hair, ram skins that are dyed red, another kind of strong leather, acacia wood, olive oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and for the sweet-smelling incense, onyx stones, and other jewels for the linen apron and the chest clothes. All the skilled workers among you must come. They must make everything the Lord has commanded for the holy tent and its covering. Here is what they must make: hooks, frames, crossbars, posts, bases, the ark of the covenant law, the poles and cover for the ark, and the curtain that hides the ark, the table for the holy bread, the poles and all the things for the table, and the holy bread, the lampstand for light and everything used with it, the lamps and olive oil that gives light, the altar for burning incense, the poles for the altar, the anointing oil and the sweet-smelling incense, the curtain for the entrance to the holy tent, the altar for burnt offering with its bronze grate, its poles and all its tools, the large bronze bowl with its stand, the curtains of the courtyard with their posts and bases, and the curtain for the entrance to the courtyard, the ropes and tent stake for the holy tent and for the courtyard, and the sacred clothes for Aaron the priest, and the clothes for his sons when they serve as priests. Then the whole community of Israel left Moses. Everyone who wanted to give offering to the Lord brought them to him. The offering were for the work on the tent of meeting. They were also for the sacred clothes and for any other purpose at the tent. Every man and woman who wanted to give came. They brought gold jewelry of all kinds. They brought pins, earrings, rings, and other jewelry. All of them gave their gold as a wave offering to the Lord. People brought what they had. They brought blue, purple, or bright red yarn, or fine linen. They brought goat hair, ram skins dyed red, or the other kind of strong leather. Some brought silver or bronze as an offering to the Lord. Others brought acacia wood for any part of the work. All the skilled women spun the yarn with their hands. They brought blue, purple, or bright red yarn, or fine linen. All the skilled women who wanted to spin the goat hair did so. The leaders brought onyx stones and other jewels for the linen apron, the chest clothes. They also brought the spices and olive oil. They brought them for the light, for the anointing oil, and for the sweet-smelling incense. All the men and women of Israel who wanted to bring offering to the Lord brought them to him. The offerings were for all the work the Lord had commanded Moses to tell them to do. Then Moses spoke to the people of Israel. He said, "The Lord has chosen Bezalel, the son of Uri. Uri is the son of Hul. Bezalel is from the tribe of Judah. The Lord has filled him with the Spirit of God. He has filled him with wisdom, with understanding, with knowledge, and with all kinds of skill. Bezalel can make beautiful patterns in gold, silver, and bronze. He can cut and set stones. He can work with wood. In fact, he can work in all kinds of arts and crafts. And the Lord has given both him and Oholiab the ability to teach others. Oholiab, the son of Ahishama, is from the tribe of Dan. The Lord has filled Bezalel and Oholiab with the skill to do all kinds of work. They can carve things and make patterns. They can sew skillfully with blue, purple, and bright red yarn and on fine linen. They use thread to make beautiful clothes. Both of them have the skill to work in all kinds of craft." Exodus chapter 36. Bezalel and Oholiab must do the work just as the Lord has commanded. So must every skilled worker to whom the Lord has given skill and ability. They know how to do all the work for every purpose connected with the sacred tent. and that includes setting it up. Then Moses sent for Bezalel and Oholiab. He sent for every skilled worker to whom the Lord has given ability and who wanted to come and do the work. They received from Moses all the offerings the people of Israel had brought. They had brought the offerings for all the work for every purpose connected with the holy tent. That included setting it up. The people kept bringing the offerings they chose to give. They brought them morning after morning. So all the skilled workers working on the holy tent stopped what they were doing. They said to Moses, "The Lord commanded us to do work. All the people are bringing more than enough for us to do it." Then Moses gave an order. A message was sent through the whole camp. It said, "No man or woman should make anything else and offer it for the holy tent." And so the people were kept from bringing more offerings. There were already more than enough to do all the work. All the skilled workers made the holy tent. They made 10 curtains out of finely twisted linen. They made them with blue, purple, and bright red yarn. A skilled worker sewed the cherubim into the pattern. All the curtains were the same size. They were 42 feet long and 6 feet wide. The workers joined 5 of the curtains together. They did the same thing with the other 5. Then they made loops out of blue strips of cloth along the edge of the end curtain in one set. They did the same thing with the end curtain in the other set. They also made 50 loops on the end curtain of the one set. They did the same thing on the end curtain of the other set. They put the loops across from each other. Then they made 50 gold hooks. They used them to join the 2 sets of curtains together so that the holy tent was all one piece. The workers made a total of 11 curtains out of goat hair to put over the holy tent. All 11 curtains were the same size. They were 45 feet long and 6 feet wide. The workers joined 5 of the curtains together into one set. They did the same thing with the other 6, and they made 50 loops along the edge of the end curtain in the one set. They did the same thing with the other set. They made 50 bronze hooks. They used them to join the tent together or in one piece. They made a covering for the tent. They made it out of ram skins dyed red. Over that, they put a covering of another kind of strong leather. The workers made frames out of acacia wood for the holy tent. Each frame was about 15 feet long and 2 feet 3 inches wide. The workers added 2 small wooden pins to each frame. The pins stuck out so that they were even with each other. The workers made all the frames of the holy tent in the same way. The workers made 20 frames for the south side of the holy tent, and they made 40 silver bases to go under them. They made 2 bases for each frame. They put one under each pin that stuck out. For the north side of the holy tent, they made 20 frames and 40 silver bases. Then they put 2 bases under each frame. The workers made 6 frames for the west end of the holy tent. They made 2 frames for the corners of the holy tent at the far end. At those 2 corners, the frames were double from top to bottom. They were fitted into a single ring. The workers made both of them the same. So there were 8 frames and 16 silver bases. There were 2 bases under each frame. The workers also made crossbars out of acacia wood. They made 5 for the frames on one side of the holy tent. They made 5 for the frames on the other side, and they made 5 for the frames on the west at the far end of the holy tent. The center crossbar reached from end to end at the middle of the frames. The workers cobbled the frames with gold. They made gold rings to hold the crossbars. They also covered the crossbars with gold. They made the curtain out of blue, purple, and bright red yarn and finely twisted linen. A skilled worker sewed cherubim into the pattern. The workers made 4 posts out of acacia wood for the curtain. They covered the posts with gold. They made gold hooks and 4 silver bases for the posts. For the entrance to the tent, the workers made a curtain. They made it out of blue, purple, and bright red yarn and finely twisted linen. A person who sewed skillfully made it. The workers made 5 posts with hooks for the curtains. They covered the tops of the posts and their bands with gold, and they made 5 bronze bases for them.